and welcome. At the minute, I'm currently streaming all this on Twitch, but this is getting uploaded to YouTube, and this is going to be a ship build for a carrier class ship for hangar pets and making your hangar pets do damage and all those sorts of juicy things. So we're going to go over the ship first. I'm currently using the legendary temporal flight deck carrier. Well, it's a good ship, but it comes only available at the first legendary bundle, which costs a lot of real life money. So, but there are other carriers which are cheaper alternatives to this. But I like this one because it actually comes with advanced phasers. You don't get them at Epic, you get them at very rare. But I've upgraded mine to Epic because I like the extra chance of they give extra crit severity. Say 5% chance plus 60 crit severity because I have 6 of them equipped. And you get 6 with this ship. And then I am using the Dark Matter Quantum Torpedo launcher. Although these all haven't been rolled right yet, unfortunately. Then the Trilithium Omnidirectional Phaser Beam Array. Excuse me. Another. Is it working? Yes. Sorry about that. My headset cut out. So I don't know what you've heard, but either way, we've got the Dark Matter Torpedo, the Trilithium Enhanced Omni, the Advanced Phasers, and one of them's going to be replaced with a normal omnidirectional beam array once I get it from crafting. And your device slots can be whatever you need. There are some good ones like the energy amplifier, but the red matter capacitor as well. But we're going to go on to the shield, and the shield I'm using is Tilly's Prevailing out the Discovery reputation. It's always a good shield, plus you get extra hull capacity, and it means weapons do extra damage to the enemy shields. You got the Elite Fleet Intervention Protomatter Deflector, so that's mainly here because it gives you the extra crit chance and crit severity and a bit of extra shield penetration, which is always good when using energy-based weapons on torpedoes. And we've got the Prevailing Impulse engines from the competitive wargames reps, which is not easy for some people to get. It takes a while, but they are worth it. And like I said, although while I'm here, I do apologize for any quality issues or my mic and things like that. I have terrible internet and terrible mic, but either way, hopefully everyone can be entertained. We got the mycelial matic antimatter, warp core. It's a warp core. There are many things out there. I use it for a 2-piece set as well. It gives me extra hull regeneration, which is awesome. And we then have the Advanced Tactical Flyer Squadrons, which are pretty good. I would have Elite, but my fleet doesn't have the Elite versions at the minute, and even then, they are really expensive to get the Elite ones. So, the Advanced are still pretty good, and there are still other pets you could use. There's like Yaquada, well, however you pronounce them, frigates, but they're basically the Hideki classes, which you get these by getting the Cardassian carrier, which is not bad, and they're pretty good frigates as well. But I like these because they spawn like lots of little fighters, which do damage. Now on to the actual console. We got the reinforced squadrons, which its passives are not that impressive for DPS itself, because it's like kinetic damage resistance and shield hit points. It'll help keep you alive, but then it's got a clicky that launches 4 tactical flyer squadrons to harass the enemy. And all affected pets gain 25% bonus all damage, which is category 2, which is still pretty nice, so they gain extra damage. Although at the time before I was using a gravity well, now I'm not, but this is still a good RCS to have, because you've got your turn rate, and because it's a cruiser basically, like a cruiser turning, so you need some form of extra turn rate on it. So it doesn't have to have EPG, and it can just be a normal conductive RCS with anything else. Then I've got the simulated module from the Omega rep for the extra crit chance, crit severity, and weapon power setting, and all that other good stuff. And for the moment, I've got the Prior's World Elite Defense Satellite, extra weapon damage, and weapon power cost reduction. So my weapons cost less to fire. Because if I hover over them, at the minute they cost 8. So that one will fire for free, then this one will start being used, and then everything else, which costs power. Then we've got Approaching Agony, which gives the extra phaser damage and critical chance. And then it's got its clicky ability, which creates an agony field in space, which does some phaser damage. It damages enemies and gives them extra damage resistance. This is good on big swarms of enemies. Then we have the console, Universal Defensive Drone Guardians. It's extra flight turn rate and cooldown reduction, but it launches level 4, level 66, or whatever level you're at. They're drones that will stay near your ship and attack anything nearby with fire at will for the next 60 seconds. So it's extra pets that do a bit of damage. We got the Domino console from the Bajoran Interceptor. This is a phaser build. It goes on pretty much nearly every phaser build. Just extra phaser damage and accuracy, plus the extra clicky effect on it, which then gives weapon damage and haste and recharge speed for bridge officers and torpedoes. And one of the consoles that you probably should have for any carrier pet build that you want to focus on is the Swarmer Matrix out of one of the lockboxes. It gives 30% turn speed, flight rate, and damage to your hangar pets and targeted torpedoes, and plus 50 projectile weapon training to you. So you get extra damage to your torpedoes, fair enough, not a lot, but it powers up your hangar pets. And then you get to deploy some actual drone swarmer squadrons, which do extra damage, which is pretty good. These are only here until I can actually get the Spire consoles or the Colony consoles. One of the two. Probably I'll want to go with the Spire just to get some extra crit chance. But then we've got the tactical locator fire controls, which you get from the Discovery rep, which now gives me the 2-piece set, because it goes with the Dark Matter Quantum. And this gives the critical chance passive, weapon power set, and a lot of shield penetration. And in the 2-piece set, you get the stacking crit severity buff on dealing crit. On crit, plus 1% crit severity buff for 20 seconds, stacks up to 25 times, so you can get quite a bit out of it. And then the last one is the bio-neuro-infused circuits out of the low-buy store. Gives extra hull capacity, control, and then the big one is the 26.2 crit severity at Mark 15 Epic, which is pretty good. These are my current stats at the minute, but I'm still working on making things better. We've got some decent, okay crit. We've got decent crit severity, especially for a carrier. Defense rate in here, hull is okay. Hull repair rate is good. Shield repair rate is okay. Max shield capacity is fine. Resistances are decent. Flight speed's not bad. Turn rate's okay. And then we got the mastery. You get kinetic damage resistance rating and physical. Then you get the rapid repairs, quick deployment, enhanced hull plate. Oh, excuse me. And basically plot armor on the ship. But we're not using the trait. We're not using any of these traits from this. And we're not using the weaponized time crystals either. Although I would like to see how well that actually would work with an anti-proton build and a non-anti-proton build. But back to other stuff. Now we got stations. You've got your Lieutenant Commander Universal / Temporal. Your Lieutenant Tactical Station. And I hope everything... Yep. Then we got the Commander Engineering / Temporal Operative. Because this is a Temporal Operative ship. Ensign Engineering. And a Lieutenant Commander Science. So, you can actually still do some DPS with this ship. Now, for the Universal, I put a tactical bridge officer in. We're going with Beam Overload 3, Attack Pattern Beta, debuff the enemies, Tactical Team, Torpedo Spread, and Chemocyte-laced weaponry. This is just preference to what you want. You can run Beam Fire at will with Beta. Might work better when debuffing multiple enemies, but you won't be doing as much damage. We got an engineering team, reverse shield polarity, the chrono inversion field. The reason why I use this is because it actually creates a big field around enemies to falls within 5 kilometers of each other. It does physical damage, but that's okay. But it actually reduces flight speed and all damage that they deal. So all the enemies that are in this bubble sort of thing move slower and deal less damage to you, to your team, and to your hangar pets. And then we got emergency power to weapons 2 and emergency power to shields. Then we got transfer shield strength 1, hazard emitters because we all need a good heal, and photonic officer to help with cooldowns because we need good cooldowns. And visuals, I'm just running the medical vanity shield. So let's see how it actually looks, the ship. It's not a bad ship. It looks pretty good, especially with the visuals on. Ooh, that green bit on the nacelle looks okay. Now, in terms of bridge officer abilities, you can, on Xbox and PlayStation, you can set them off to what you want. On PC, you have to run macros and set stuff to a spam bar, unfortunately. But yeah. The chrono field comes up there. We've got, bridge officer, captain abilities here. Oh, this is an engineer. You can run this on any captain type. Tactical means you'll just do a bit more damage. Science means you could actually do more with the gravity well. And stuff like that, and vice versa. We've got... The ship comes with the command shield frequency modulation and attract fire for its abilities, and it has the all the configurations, so you can go offense, defense, support, but I normally stick with offense, and it comes with the temporal ability of that beam. Then you've got your launch your tactical flyers or whatever pets that you like. Because this is not a command ship, we don't have to worry about concentrated firepower. You can actually run pets with torpedoes on if you really want. And it won't take away from your DPS, it'll just... because then they'll do more damage. And... in terms of... let's check out the skills. Although I don't have the best skills, although the build is just balanced for being a carrier. It's just the best. You can customize this the way you want to be more of a glass cannon, but I thought I wanted to do decent damage, and my pets do most of the work, and I can actually survive and do other things. But the most important part for it is to get in the coordination protocols, because this actually gives your hangar pets extra hull capacity shield, also gives them extra defenses and extra damage and accuracy. And this actually will stack with other teammates. So the more people in your team who have that, the more damage they will do. But it's just nice for this to be here, because then you get to give buffs to your team. Since you're a carrier, the whole point is you're supposed to be supporting your team anyway. Now, traits, we got Coordinated Assault. That's off the Akira class T6 ship. Activating Beam Overload 1, 2, or 3, or Cannon Rapid Fire 1, 2, or 3 will grant an ability to your hangar pets within 10 kilometers. Activating Beam Overload will give your hangar pets all Beam Overload 1. Activating Rapid Fire will give your hangar pets Cannon Rapid Fire. So make sure you have pets that actually, if you're going to use this trait, make sure you're using the right bridge officer with the right pet, because you don't want to be activating Cannon Rapid Fire when you've got beams on your pets. We got History Will Remember from the Neandra class. It's a nice little tanky trait. We got Calm Before the Storm from the Cardassian carrier. It starts off being defensive and then gives you extra fire and cycle haste, which is always nice. We've got Honored Dead, which is now a premium trait on all characters now, because you can only get it off the Klingon sarcophagus carrier, Dreadnought carrier I think it is, which is very expensive. I haven't unlocked this yet, but people who have unlocked that, there are many traits. When I do unlock it, I think I'm going to be putting the trait from the Arbiter on, which gives weapon cost reduction and fire and cycle haste. Then we've got Overpowered and Overgunned. On activating Beam or Cannon special firing modes, you get weapon cost power, like weapon reduction cost, and fire and cycle haste based on crit, which is always nice. So we've got them. Then we move on to space reputation. I've gone for bonus to all damage resistance rating. Then we go with the crit severity, which is always nice. Energy with frequency, so whenever we deal damage, we get a little bit of health back. And precision, increase your critical hit chance in space. Although you can actually change that to the Saru's Grace, I think it is. Oh, you can have all on. No, Tyler's duality. Which means you'll get more crit as your hull goes up. Which isn't bad. And because you have Issue Will Remember, this will actually give you more in the long run. But this is only rank 1. I need to get this to rank 2 like these are. And then unlock the last one for more crit. Ground doesn't really matter, unfortunately. But for personal space traits, although I am an alien species, so we get one additional trait. We got innocuous, extra crit severity, minus threat generation, Terran targeting systems, so more crit severity, adaptive offense, extra critical chance, and then extra an extra 3% crit severity, which turns into 9. Beam training, you can get superior one from K13. Wing commander, now this is probably a must for any pet build in the long run, because your pets now get to rank up 100% faster, and it reduces the total time to reach rank 5 by half. We got operative, more crit chance, more crit severity, Grace under fire because we're an engineering character, holographic mirage decoys. Your mines and torpedoes, hangar pets are invulnerable until 2 seconds after the first damage is first negated. So they get shot, then they become immune for 2 seconds, and then that's it. And then you got fleet coordinator, extra damage, then fragment tech of AI. I probably could get more out of this, and I've seen people get a lot more out of it. But depending on your control, which there are many consoles that do it, even on this build, I'm getting an extra 15.9% energy weapon damage. And it also gives plus 50 control as well. Which is pretty nice. The specializations, I'm using strategist and miracle worker being primary, because I like my extra tankiness. Strategist, mostly for the diversionary tactics and a bit of extra shields. If you didn't want to use miracle worker, you could use intelligence officer, which to get you the extra damage on that. Or if you go on with the science version build of it, you could run temporal. It's just preference on how tanky and what you want your actual build to be. So that's the actual ship with all the stuff that is on it. I'm hoping everyone enjoyed this build of my carrier. And this is going to be uploaded to YouTube. But we're going to actually go and take it into some actual combat. Although I know I need to do my event, but let's actually do at least some advanced TFOs. Because it's always good to do, try it. Eventually I'm hoping that this could go into an elite content, but even then, even when I've got characters that can do elite, it's like no one queues for the stuff. We got HIVE ONSLAUGHT. That's a nice map. That'll do. And where the heck did all my pets go? They despawned, probably. But we'll give it a go and see what happens. Although just remember, this is random with random people. So it's not necessarily going to end up being great, because, you know, not everybody has good builds. Although there's a pro ship here at least, and a frying. Yay, the Kelvin timeline. Frying pan. I've got that ship on a different character. I should do a build on that at some point. This is new and I'm trying it out, but I can only record off of Twitch by streaming it live, so hope everyone can enjoy. And let's go kill some stuff. Let's activate all our stuff. Although someone's just given me a high yield torpedo, I'll take that. And it's dead already. Am I not able to fire torpedoes or anything? Okay, lagging quite badly. Well, this is not a great test at the minute, unfortunately, but everybody else is dying. Although, don't worry about your pets, they'll probably die too. Because there are other traits and ships you can run that improve it, but on this, it doesn't. It doesn't work. I'll show you some other carriers after this TFO that people could use. Yeah, and my B button's sticking all the time, which is super annoying. Activate, activate. See? Even the Borg ships are a lot to me. Oh, why didn't that activate? That would have been would have been great if that actually did what it was blooming supposed to. Thank you, game, if you would actually target the stuff I need you to target. And this is unskippable now. So, enjoy the cutscene. It used to be broken. It really did. And now I'm stuck on a cutscene. Yeah, really needs to improve a bit, I think, as well. And yeah, wish it would actually stop with the targeting. When I wanted to stop shooting the queen, I wish it would stop. The only reason why I survived is because I'm an engineering character. But yeah, because no one actually did anything to stop the queen's feedback pulse, people just shot themselves. But still. Anybody? Let's get some more fleet marks, methinks. And that was it in this TFO. We'll do another TFO as well, actually, before we check out other carriers. And then that'll be fun. So, what we got? Defense of Starbase 1. Cure infected and Kitama. Although I always queue for Crystalline, but no one ever does that unless it's an Endeavor, unfortunately. Yay, more dilithium. Ooh, counterpoint. Make repairs. Repairs complete. So, we'll do this TFO and then we'll check out some other carriers. Although, do I have time? Yep. Good. More of those batteries for me. Although we have 10. And we have a few stacked here. And there's the fireworks emote from people who have spent a lot of money. Although I know I've spent a lot of money, but it's knowing what to spend your money on in this game. That's still pretty good for starts. You can actually set your squads to go off auto on Xbox and PlayStation now. But I still prefer them to set them off at the start of the TFO. And speaking of which, there's the Cardassian carrier. That's a Dreadnought. Yeah, that's the Dreadnought, I believe. It must be. And I'm lagging again. Unable to move properly. Wow, I'm all over the place and struggling to move. Yeah, that's the Cardassian Dreadnought. Science Dreadnought. Okay. So let's go and have some... See if we can actually close any of these portals. And the reason why pets are dying is because they don't last very long in this TFO. Because the Terrans have an ability to make them just go back to your ship. So they get hit by it, they literally despawn. But it's not easy being a pet build, I suppose. Then again, most people say it's like a nanny. I prefer just being like, I'm here to support. My pets do damage and I just help support everybody. Hey, we did it. See that big blue field? That's the chronometric stuff going off, debuffing enemies. Why is that ship getting further and further away from me? It feels like... Plus, the Terran's ships also come with feedback pulse. So your pets will actually kill themselves. Unfortunately. Some pets are better than others. These ones I like because they're just awesome. They do decent damage and they just have beams on them. Actually benefit from the beam overload. Although Terran Command Cruiser. There we go. And that's a good start. Like I said, results will vary because of people in the TFOs. You want the best results, team up with friends. Especially those who know what they're doing. Otherwise, it can be an uphill struggle at times for any build. But as long as your build's sorted and somewhat good, you'll be able to get through nearly every content in the game. So let's now... Well, we would activate our pets if we were allowed to. And you know what? Let's activate that. Traits out there that'll heal your pets and give them extra damage work on certain builds. an uncertain, because one works where you activate a certain intel ability, they'll gain damage. Well, I'm on ship, so I cannot use that. I don't fancy using massed energy sensors, because it's not that ability. I don't use that trait anymore. And now we are eating Terok Noor to pieces. Knit to pieces, should I say. And that did not actually go off for some reason. Oh, it'll do. Still got 4 minutes, hey. Mix. Meaning she's still taking a lot of damage. And the reason why I'm not doing it is because I'm in a, and I'm not going backwards and forwards. I've been there, done that, and don't really want to be doing that as a carrier, just going backwards and forwards all the time. And all my abilities are on getting cooled down because of Photonic Officer. And we got good stats in combat as well, which is pretty good. So, like to thank anyone on Twitch who's been watching me during this, and everyone on YouTube. Please like and subscribe at some point, hopefully. That's if you like what you see and want to see some more build videos streamed over on Twitch and then imported onto YouTube. But this TFO won't. It's still going to be a couple of minutes. Oh dear. And it's still bugging out, being glitchy and stuff. And it's already under 50%. Although with a DPS build, this would be a lot faster. Unfortunately, though, well, this is a carrier build, so the pets do a lot of damage. I do okay damage, but I get to support my teammates in teams by providing armada sort of stuff that weakens stuff and kills stuff fast. Although I hope people have been able to actually throughout the entire thing of this. Yep, we're still shooting stuff. And constantly debuff and Tarok Nor with beta. So our pets will actually do more damage. And then... yeah, that's still really good stats in combat. For a carrier. Down to 45%. And try to maneuver a little bit more into range of when the other stuff comes in. And then after this we'll check out some other carriers. Carriers, and then see what happens. Yeah, we got the temporal, you know, that thing that freezes you, but... really, game? You're not gonna let me... and there we go, that's everything dead. And... there we go. Now, I know a lot of people like to show other things, but because I'm new at this, at making videos like this, we'll start off with the basics, do some advanced TFOs. Fair enough, we're doing it with random people, but it's still randoms. That's probably where you're going to find the hardest time, and if your build can actually pull through with random people, then when you've got coordinated teams, you'll get a lot more better results out of it. Now, let's dock. And take a look at some other carriers that are good carriers to use. Because I don't want to make this video to be. So let's quickly go check that out and then do a quick overview of the ship and sign off. So first off, we've got the promo ship, the HIVE Dreadnought carrier. It's a great ship. It's a command ship. So you can get your concentrated firepower, so you could use pets that don't have torpedoes. Unless you want your pet stealing your torpedoes, but it's pretty much the same build, just less one. Although you can upgrade it, and then it'll be able to have 5 tactical consoles, so to speak, 2 science, and then 4 engineering. And that's a 4-3. Although that's a 5-3, so you do get 1 less weapon. But this is a dreadnought carrier, so you do gain a bit of extra, like, hull and kinetic extra damage, which is actually pretty good. So you get extra weapon damage making up. Although, to be honest, it probably isn't that good in terms of extra damage, in terms of that ability compared to the extra weapon slot, but with all the command abilities like concentrate firepower, you actually get more DPS. Can get more DPS out of this in some ways. Then, whoops. You got the Cardassian ship, which is a 5-3, but 3 consoles. It comes with the frigates. Good ship. Its mastery is just... all carriers are going to have pretty much the same mastery, except dreadnought carriers. So this isn't a bad ship. If you've got it, you can make it pretty good. Plus it comes with an intel. It's an intel, so you can actually run the trait. Run a certain trait on it. This ship I used to use because you could actually get these frigates for it, which are pretty good, and it's an intel, so you can actually power the damage up as well. And it's a tactical carrier and science, so you've got extra science and tactical slots, so you'll be able to perform extra stuff with it. Now this ship is the Jemadar Vanguard carrier, pretty good ship. I did get the advanced gunboats, but they're not as great as other ones, as other pets, because they have a chance to ram the enemy, which doesn't do a lot, but then you've lost your gunboat. I'll probably take a relook at them in the future, but the trait that this comes with, if I go down here, dampen energy signatures. When activating mask energy signature or any intel bridge officer ability, will grant your hangar pets a damage boost, so you'll get extra bonus damage to your hangar pets, minus threat generation, stealth, and defense rating for them. But mask energy signature is not a great ability, but any other intel ability is good, but you can only use it on intel ships. So if you want to run intel ships like these 3 here, well, mainly these 2, you can put that trait on and you'll be able to power up your actual hangar pets. This is just a dreadnought carrier. It's okay. It comes with fire breathing pets. You can do a lot of damage. Yep, it's got the kinetic and energy damage. Not bad. But this is my favourite carrier so far. A lot of fun to fly, and with a bit more work it'll be even more deadly. And the rest are just... oh yeah, that's the Strike Wing Escort that gives you the coordinated assault. Although I turned mine into a steam runner because I like the steam runner class. Which is pretty cool. So with that, we'll do a quick overview of this ship and then leave it there. So it's a 5-3 weapon layout, 4 devices, 2 hangar bays, the universal consoles because I've upgraded it. So it comes with 3 tactical, 4 science, and 4 engineering. Overall, it's a pretty good ship, and depending on what pets you could put on, you can do quite a bit of damage with it, and the ship can do damage itself. As you've seen, my crit severity in combat was over 200%. And my crit chance was like 34 or something like that. So you can still do damage with this ship, and your pets can also still do a lot of damage as well. So please like and subscribe again if you want to see more builds like this. And see everyone later.